All right, I don't have the fancy tools that Jesse has, but this is the Nintendo Dads episode 507 on 12/12/24. And why is it on 12/12/2024? It so happens to be the same day we had the Game Awards. So here I have some friends from the Nintendo Dads community that joined me to talk about the awards show that just ended this evening. And we're going to get started. It's going to be a non-traditional show because we're not going in any kind of order. We don't have any news to talk about. So with that, let's go down the list and see who is here and who is going to be popping in. Anybody could be popping in at any moment to talk about the Game Awards. But who do we have here right now? Let's start with Bob Coos. How's it going, Bob?
Hi. I don't know that I've ever been better. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Thanks for coming on and hanging out here.
Absolutely. Anytime. I'm so excited.
Awesome. And Hambone Johnny, or Bone Johnny, as Sammy likes to call you.
Bone Johnny, here I am. What's up, guys? Glad to be here.
What's going on?
Ready to chat some Game Awards.
That's right. I got all you guys here to talk some Game Awards, and we don't have any Justins, no Martys, no Jessies, no overwhelming Nintendo talk, because there is no Nintendo talk about the Game Awards. So it's just about what we like about games here, right? So Hoots, it's good to see you, man.
Always looking for an excuse to stay up past my bedtime on a school night.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. And Solo, how's it going, man?
that's going good. Definitely glad to be here. And I think I'm looking at everybody. I think I've been on camera with everybody except for one. I haven't been on camera with like Kevin, and so this is my first time. So yeah,
Yeah.
this is a red letter day. Finally made it on the camera with him.
Last but not least, we got Vic. How's it going, Vic?
It's going good. How was everyone feeling?
Feeling pretty good after watching that long Game Awards show.
Yeah, feeling good.
Energized.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. Well, with all the introductions out of the way, we can jump right into what we got going on with the highs and the lows and the surprises and disappointments from the Game Awards show, the 10th anniversary of the Game Awards show. How do you guys feel about that? Was that at all top of mind for you guys going into the show, that this was the 10th anniversary, or was it like, oh, Jeff said
I
it
had
was
no
10.
idea until until Jeff just said, that's his name, right, Jeff? Yeah, Jeff Keeley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah.
He came on and was like,
Jof.
yeah, it's the 10th anniversary. I was like, wow, this thing's been going on for 10 years.
Right?
I feel like it's been like 4.
Yeah.
So I was way behind the times.
I thought it was
I
like
thought it
20.
came after COVID. Yeah. So I thought 2020 when they started it. So I was like, well, I haven't been keeping up with it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah, anytime you hear like a big number like that, like 5, 10, or whatever, I'm like, all right, well, expectations are now raised to 10th
That's
anniversary.
right.
It's got,
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
bring the fire here.
That's it.
Yep. We did get a few
all right.
announcements of things that would be playing on the Nintendo console, which was Ninja Gaiden Rage Bound, Dave the Diver in the Jungle, Shadow Labyrinth. That's that Pac-Man game I think you guys were talking about. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Warframe 1999 and Sonic Racing Crossworlds. So those were all things
That was funny.
A splash page
Right.
Yeah.
for Sonic Racing. Yeah.
Jeff Keeley actually laughed at that one. It looked like I was like, I don't know what that laugh was about.
It was mentioned on that cat game too. They threw Switch in there at the end.
Yes.
I don't know what
Cat
weird
League.
that game was weird,
League.
but yeah, that was listed
That-
for Switch too.
Yeah, the Switch logo is right next to your Apple Watch logo, which I thought was
Yeah, and it popped in
super
last.
interesting.
It was like last. It was like took a minute. It wasn't there, and then you heard the snap, and it showed it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it did.
I actually
The
pulled it
snap.
up. It said, "Catley, step into an enchanting dream where humans and cats forge the ultimate bond. Mingle, cuddle, groom. Heartwarming delights await in a tale of breathtaking, beautiful cats." Cats.
I love a good cat game, but that one just looked like straight AI. I don't know. It just messed with my head. I was like, are they just melting into clouds or what's really going on here? But
Right.
hey, I love cats, so
That's it.
I definitely got to learn more.
It didn't
Yeah,
look
I-
bad.
Yeah, I didn't really know what I was watching, but aside from that, it looked okay. I think maybe the other one where it'll have some land on Switch maybe is that Dave the Diver in the Jungle. I'm
Yes.
assuming that'll come to Switch too. I don't think they
That
showed
was
any
that was
logos there.
announcements for that. Yes, that was included. Yep. Like we were talking about Shadow Labyrinth, right? That's coming to the Switch. But it had when you're watching it, it kind of looked Metroidvania-ish.
That one
right?
looks super cool. Just with your little Pac-Man buddy.
Yes, with
Like
your-
I'm like, what is that? Like I wasn't really sure what I was watching for a second there, and then all of a sudden you hear that jump, 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 jump. I was like, oh, that's super cool.
It's like you're playing through all these different worlds of Namco Bandai or whatever, right? So, and Pac-Man's your buddy.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna kind of play together as a story, but it seems interesting. I'd check it out.
I definitely
Yeah.
want to learn more about that one.
It was hard not to get excited for Slay the Spire 2.
Yes. Anyone else excited about Slay the Spire?
I got ground floor interest in playing that game.
All right.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. Well, how about this one? Stage Fright.
Okay. Yes.
Remember that one?
Yes, that was the one where they had It was co-op, right?
It was
And they
the two-
split-
yeah.
It's the
I was
Overcooked
looking at
people,
that,
right?
yeah.
Maybe not a Switch game. It's got to be a Switch game.
I don't know
It's
if they
gotta be.
said. I
Yeah.
would hope so. I
Well,
would
they
say
didn't give a
it looked
release
little
date
more
either, so-
graphically intense than an Overcooked, at least from what we saw. So
Hello.
There was another co-op game that was announced too with this from the It Takes Two developer,
I'm
Split
super
Fiction.
yeah,
That
oh,
looks
you-
pretty good too.
You know,
I'm super pumped for that one.
Me too.
what, Joseph Ferris, he got out there doing that presentation. You might be able to convince me they did get him a little liquored up before they got him out there. I mean,
probably got
so
him
his
to
kids
sell-
were in the audience,
Yeah.
and he was
Uh,
swearing up a storm. I was like, okay, this is
got him back there for a
classic
couple
Game
shots-
Awards right
shots
here,
there.
baby. This is what I came to see.
There you go.
Yeah, that looks super cool with the like the fantasy and the sci-fi elements kind of bouncing back and forth and different
Right.
power-ups. I mean, obviously it's coming from the It Takes Two people, right? So had a lot of that DNA in it, and that's one of my favorite games. So I think this one's going to be super fun too. I was messaging Kevin on the side. I was like, Kev, dust off your controller, man. Let's get back at it. We played It Takes Two together, so I think this
That's
is going to be
right.
another
Oh,
one of our
nice.
games.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, my son and I played it. It Takes Two, and so if he hasn't seen the trailer for this one yet, I'm going to show it to him and see, like, hey, we had fun with It Takes Two. You ready for this one? Hambone, you said you had a mountain. Name one of those lists.
ahead.
All right.
Those
Mountain.
games.
A
I've been-
mountain of games over here. One of the first
they
announcements
knew,
once we
bud.
got the
They
show
did knew.
proper was the new Elden Ring
Yes.
game announced.
yeah.
Elden Ring Night Rain from FromSoft.
That looked really interesting. I think it looks like it's going to play a lot differently.
It looks way faster.
Yeah.
More verticality. The movement was super quick. You saw the character kind of like running up a wall and doing
Yeah.
like a double jump, which is more of a Sekiro gameplay mechanic. Like you can't do that in base game Elden Ring. It sounds like there's been some interviews with the developers so far. So this is actually a roguelike game, which is interesting. Totally flipping the script on what Elden Ring is. It's also co-op. I think
Yeah.
3-player co-op, which is what the
Okay.
regular Elden Ring game is
I was
too.
going to say it looked like a little bit more multiplayer-ish than the original Elden Ring.
Yeah, which you
And
can
you
do
call that,
multiplayer
too.
original. Yeah.
Because we were playing, the three of us, one night. You were calling that, saying that in the next game they were talking about making the co-op a lot easier, so you don't have to do the bloody finger on the ground.
Yeah.
That's what
And
I'm.
I don't
That's
mean-
what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
know you can do it, but it
Yeah.
seemed
It's
very
kind of
like,
a pain. It's kind
It
of
is a
obtuse.
pain. And if one
Yeah.
of you dies, y'all all have to go back to your own realm. And so,
Yeah.
yes, this is now
Yeah,
they're
so who
making it a
knows
lot
what
more
this is going to
friendly.
work like?
Yeah.
But they were saying the runs are going to be like 30-ish minutes long, and you pick sort of the boss that you're sort of working your way up to. So
Mm.
yeah, I mean they're definitely reusing the assets from base game Elden Ring, but kind of remixing it in some sort of way. But yeah, next 2025 release, man. I am super pumped for this. This is on the
Same
top
here.
of my anticipated games list for
I
next
bet it
year,
is.
right alongside
Yeah.
with Ghost of Yote, man. It's going to be a good one. I have a feeling.
Hambone's going to be off the radar when that comes out.
Yeah.
I guess we haven't talked about him yet, but the new, I don't know what to call it, new Shadow of the Colossus game.
Oh,
That
yeah.
looks
was
cool.
announced.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
untitled. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
untitled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And then,
looked very interesting. And like, I wonder if it's going to have anything to do with mechs like that, if you want to call that a mech.
I don't know.
Something going on, like a wave of like bad dudes coming at you. I just
Yeah,
like how he
yeah.
climbed onto the head and hit a button that kind of just like flew off. It was like, here I go.
It's like I'm out of here and didn't quite
I'm
make
out of
it,
here.
right?
You know, I just
Yeah, that was a crazy trailer.
All right, Kuzi, what you got? What else was on your list?
There was some like snow game with Russian vibes and like
That looked good.
Chernobyl. What was that?
Yeah.
Do we remember the name of that?
It was the indie game, not the shooter game, right?
Was it
Yeah, that
it
indie
wasn't
game.
a shooter.
Is that
Black
indie game?
Frost? Black Frost?
Black
The
Frost,
Long Dark?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking to
Yeah.
the worst thing. Is it Black Frost? Is the only one that looks like it's ice related. That
Black
Let's
Frost,
go with
the
that.
Long
Let's
Dark
go with
2.
Black Frost then.
Yeah, the Long Dark.
Yeah,
2.
that looked really
Yeah.
cool. That looked right up my alley. It had like the depressing vibes with the kind of shaded color cell shaded art. So I'm definitely going to check that out. And then Post Malone had a Murder Circus game.
Yes,
What's up with
yes,
that?
on the list.
So-
Throw it on the pile, man.
That was it. I think that was an update to a game that already exists.
Really? That's a Hambone game?
I think it's a Hambone game, dude. I think this I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I'm not a huge Post Malone fan, but I love murder and I love circus.
Okay.
So
Nice.
You didn't say that. We
Fair
were in the
enough.
stream. That was new. yeah.
Murder Club.
Yeah.
I looked
Yeah.
really. I like the enemy design. On all seriousness, that looked like pretty cool enemy design. I'm not a huge first person like shooter type of guy, but like a first person, like I'm not going to play a Call of Duty or any of these like military shooters. If I'm going to play a shooter, it has to have some sort of unique take on it, and something like that is right up my alley.
That was the last thing they had. The special announcement they had at the end of the show. PlayStation announced and Naughty Dog announced that new game coming, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. So, anybody else excited about that one?
They said they've
Absolutely.
been working on it since 2020.
Right? Yeah.
So it's got to come out next week, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, video games
You
are real
think.
easy to make, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's been long enough.
Yeah.
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 It's going to be day
And-
one on PlayStation 6. All right. Well, Mecha wants to push ahead and get us into the award stuff. So,
Let me just call out one more, Tim, if you don't mind.
no, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Sorry.
we'll call out Dispatch. It was one of the last
Oh,
games
yeah,
they
yeah,
showed,
yeah,
not the
that
very
one.
last
Yeah.
one. It was from like the Wolf Among Us people, where you were the superhero and you get your power stripped or your suit breaks
Yeah.
or whatever, and you're just a dispatcher at this like superhero agency. I was joking like this is like Incredibles the game, but it looks super fun. There's like some kind of
Yeah.
story, and it's more like maybe more a passive type gameplay, and you're
Like a
making some choices and decisions.
Telltale game.
Telltale, right? So I don't know. It looked super cool, and
You
that
play-
is something I can see coming to Switch as well.
Yes.
You get to play as Jesse Pinkman. What more could you want?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's on my list too. All right.
All right.
Let's go on to the awards.
Have any of you all played Balatro on mobile?
Yes.
What do you think?
It's great for bathroom play.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
So,
Ew.
because I don't have my Switch with me. So, but yeah, I'd rather play it on my Switch.
I mean,
Yeah, I
What's
spoke with a
stopping you from
guy who
bringing
had
your
never spoke with a guy who had never played it and only played it on mobile on his phone. He's like, I've got to have a bigger screen, and so I think he's going to buy a Switch just to play that game. I'm like, hey, go for it. It's a bigger screen, so hey,
Not a tablet, but hey, that works.
right.
You can still take that thing into the crapper.
That's right. Vic.
That is right. Any surprises on the award side for anybody?
A little
I've got that-
surprised
have any
that
of y'all played that Neva game? Neva?
I have.
No,
no.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
I-
solo.
I got the plat in it, so I saw it all the way through.
I've got it
Yeah.
locked and loaded on the PS5. I just haven't started it yet.
heard great
Yeah.
things about it.
Yeah.
It is good game. It deals with emotions, but it's like not as like doesn't go as dark and deep as like Grease does. Never deals with death, but
Okay.
I don't know. I felt like Grease actually like kind of like really kind of went more deep into the. I'm not trying to use a pun, but deep into the paint with it. Whereas I feel like Neva kind of keeps it a little bit more surface level, and incorporates it into the seasons of life. And there's like I said, there's combat involved in this one, and so you can actually like do some little hack and slash moments, and you have your moments of kind of platforming where you got to do a lot of button mashing. But I mean, everything is definitely approachable, so I'd recommend playing it. Definitely. I mean, it's got more action than Grease does.
I mean, I've had
Okay.
my eye on it for a while now too, so good to hear.
Yeah, yeah. The pretty game.
I'm not sure
would say
I'm ready for
definitely-
emotions, though. I need to
No.
Bring out the
shove those
depression.
down.
Yeah, no. No, you won't definitely feel like you won't walk out of there feeling like you need to take an antidepressant. No, it's not that bad.
You'll have to go play
Okay.
Mario Party Jamboree afterwards.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised at how popular Astrobot was. I haven't played it, but
Well,
I was just surprised. I thought, again, you think you know a guy, you think you know the Game Awards, and then they go and surprise you and pick
Well,
a 3D platformer to sweep the show.
And
So-
it's great
yeah,
how
it's fun. It is fun.
he gave credit to that company he couldn't name in regards to
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers being
Yeah.
an inspiration. So that was pretty.
And again,
that was pretty
awesome.
nice.
very, very interesting that he said that at the end. I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Here's where
He
we're
seems
at.
like Nicholas Doucette, right? He seems like a pretty good guy. The
Yeah.
director of the studio over there.
No, I mean,
I agree with you, man. I was pulling for Astro in a lot of the categories, and I guess in terms of surprises, I really thought Mario Party was going to take the family game.
yeah.
And
same.
Astrobot got that one too, which is fine. I think it's deserving. I mean,
Sure,
I played that
yeah,
game with my
it was-
son, and it was a good time. But Mario Party, man,
kinda-
like how that's the perfect family game.
Yeah.
again, good for Astrobot. Congrats.
Yeah.
Mm.
So do you guys care about any of the esports stuff?
I'm gonna poop on that award until the Nintendo dads get nominated.
All right, there we go. Was there any games that won that you never heard of or were unfamiliar with, and were like, "What's that game?"
I think there was one game that was nominated that I had not heard of. Closer the Distance.
I haven't heard of that one either.
Nah,
No idea what it
I've
is.
never-
I still haven't looked it
Okay.
up.
Good for you, Hoots.
Yeah.
Mm,
Mine was the best action game, Black Myth Wukong.
I played that one too.
You played that one? I never heard of
Yeah.
that one.
Played that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
You
all
haven't
over
heard
the
of
news
it?
a few months ago.
no,
Wow, you didn't
didn't
hear
hear of it?
Never heard
There's a
of
lot
that
of
one.
buzz around
Wow.
It was a big game in.
Uh,
When that game came out?
And you got a PlayStation
August.
5. It's a demo on your PlayStation 5. You can play
Everyone's
the demo.
mad at you, Tim.
Yeah.
Based on the.
It's like
Get
the
with
first.
the program.
Come on,
Program,
Tim.
What the heck?
Basically, like,
It's like the
I played
first
the demo.
AAA game to come out of China.
bro,
Yeah,
like,
I
you
played
do
the
stuff,
demo, and the
man.
demo was actually pretty good. It gives you a good feel for the game. Go play the demo. Yeah.
That's
No, you're
crazy.
Hey, it's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
Tim. I
I'm
mean, you
sorry.
just-
We love you, man. We love you.
You just speaking your mind. You
it's
just
a good
got thrown
game.
under the bus.
It's a reimagining of the Journey to the West.
No, we
story.
loved him. Yeah, you did it. You downed him. And
I have words for that boss that are not appropriate for this family-friendly show.
I literally would, for very few times I've ever done this, but I literally was standing in the living room, literally standing up playing the game, and I was actually moving my body with the controller. I was that animated.
That's great. That's like how kids play. You were really into it.
That's it.
I was dialed
Yeah,
in.
man.
Yeah, my wife
that's
just
how
let
you
me
know.
be. She saw it. She's like, he's in the zone. I get it. I'll just let him be.
Fantastic.
But Hoyoverse is a Chinese company,
Mhm.
right?
Like, that's very popular.
Yeah.
Is-
right?
I thought it was. I
So-
thought it was Korean. I could be wrong.
I could be wrong too.
Exactly.
Don't quote me on anything I say on a podcast. I hear to be a good.
We're gonna get some
podcaster.
actuallys this week.
I hear to be a good podcaster. You have to be really good at putting your foot in your mouth.
Tim, you were asking if we saw any that we think just got it completely wrong. I'm just looking over the list. Balatro getting best mobile game, I think, is nonsense. It's only been on mobile for like 2 months. That shouldn't have even been voted there. It was in so many different categories. The guy won all kinds of awards. Let somebody else get a mobile game, right? Come on now.
All right. Who do you think should have got it?
I don't know. Is Candy Crush still a thing? I'm sitting here fighting, saying, "Don't give it to Balatro." I don't know, man. I don't actually play mobile games, so I'm just getting fired up for no reason.
Coffee
Say
golf.
Brawl-
There you
say
go.
Brawl
Coffee
Stars.
golf. I play
So
coffee
you-
golf every day, so I'm going to vote for that one.
All right.
I think the biggest thing of all was that kind of that surprise award that he gave to that guy who basically gave all those developers an outlet for looking for new jobs, the ones that got laid off.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah, that's pretty
is that,
awesome.
was is
That
that
was
just
so nice
something
of
that
him.
he
That's
kind of
awesome.
popped out of the blue and did, or was he a former game developer too, or where did he kind of come from?
He was a journalist.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's been in the industry for a while, but I was pumped with that guy because
That is awesome.
that guy's from the town over from where I live. Like, I work in the same town as that guy. It's like
Nice.
Farmington, Connecticut popped up. I'm like, hey, I know that tree. Yeah,
Already in the
he won.
Were you guys
Yeah.
surprised to see Harrison Ford there?
No,
Yes.
I thought he'd come out with Troy Baker,
Yeah.
yeah.
but
Was he drunk?
after. Yeah,
He
he
was
was
kind of
No.
tipsy.
No.
He lost his spot on the
Uh,
teleprompter at some point. He's 80-something years old, man. I'm glad they didn't have to wheel him out.
Being old and being drunk is not mutually exclusive.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true. And
True.
I think he's known to drink. So
Yeah, you can still drink at 80. Yeah.
he was doing well up there. He was having a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
seemed like he
was.
was having fun.
Yeah. Did he seem like he's in a good mood? Because Harrison Ford, I'd say 75% of the time, seems pissed off.
Yeah.
Uh,
You hear those stories too, where he's like, "I hate Star Wars."
yeah, and like, dude,
That's
That
why I
pays
think
your
he was
mortgage.
drinking. I think he was
embrace
drinking.
it.
That's why he's
Yeah.
drinking.
Yeah.
All right. Any
Well,
other
well-
standout awards or anything else stand out to you guys?
What stood out to me was 32 years of Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah.
What in the
32 years?
world?
What
You
about
talk
that?
about making me feel old. He's
Right.
like 10 years of Game Awards and 32 years of Snoop Dogg. I said, what in the world? That guy's been around for 32 years?
Yep. He does his new
Damn.
song and then he says, "All right, I'm
Amazing.
gonna go back
Put
to
it like
my
it's
Goes back to
1993
gin and
song."
juice.
Yeah.
Man.
I remember like his song playing at like my high school prom.
And again, you see the exception for Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart, which is I've had both, and I would recommend both. Actually, they're both quite good. So
They're good
Welcome
wine.
to the
Are good,
Random
right?
Facts with Hoots podcast.
Yeah,
indeed,
yeah.
you know,
Did they make
The
a Pinot
problem-
Grigio?
no, it's a Chardonnay.
Did they do a Sauvignon Blanc?
I don't know.
50 questions
They,
with Solo.
they have a lot. I
Yeah.
mean,
no,
they've got-
because I'm a wino. I drink wine, so that's why I'm like I want to try it. Yeah,
I mean, you go 19 crimes.
Pegged you for a wino solo.
there you go.
See, my issue is I drink
That's it.
everything. So,
I'll own it.
Well, we can stay here and keep talking about this all night, but what I can do is end the show because I think we got a lot of good in to talk about it. So the listeners will have something to listen to. You guys don't have to listen to it because you were here. So
I just love listening to your voice. I'll listen back. Hey, before we go, just one last thing. I'm just so thankful that we have these game awards. You critique it all you want, but this is awesome. You know, especially around Christmas time, we get these game announcements. It's like presents, and we don't really have an E3 anymore. Summer's kind of lame. These game awards, it's so great that we get these. It's so fun.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, definitely, I agree.
I'd have to
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, wholeheartedly agree.
But I agree with you, Kuz. I enjoy watching these, even though I know I've grown to learn that more than likely I'm not going to get anything from Nintendo out of it, but I get everything out of it for this industry that I love and been a part of in some way, shape, or form, and especially to be able to hang out with you guys and the community to talk about it like this is
It's-
awesome
Oh, for
too.
sure.
it's goatee
Same.
season, man.
Yes.
Best time of the year.
But before I leave, or before we leave, besides Kuz, if there's anybody else who wants to give one last thing about the show, and also to mention, if you want, ways that people can find you and maybe chat with you, go for it. So Solo, I'll say go first.
Okay. No, I just appreciate. Thanks for having me on the show. Always a pleasure to come in and see all the other dads here. I always enjoy hearing everybody's opinions and conversations. Yeah, definitely glad that we have these awards, and I'm sure there's going to be years where there's absolutely nothing on there for me that I want to play, but I'm still happy to see everybody, find stuff that they can be happy about, and I can just love seeing gamers be excited. So excited for them when they can have those moments. And as far as finding me, actually on right now I'm just in Discords, and on the Discords I'm on, always go by like Solo. I dropped the something a long time ago, but yeah, so just how you can find me.
Nice. All right, Vic, you want to talk about your channel because you do a lot of Tetris stuff and other things. You want to talk about where people can find you?
Yeah, for sure. I have a Twitch. It's Victaris GX, same as my Discord handle. I also have a YouTube. I feel like I should also mention I am also a member of our sister server, Retro Logic, and I am one of the co-hosts on the Film Logic podcast, in which myself, Adam,
And Mike?
Mike, yeah,
Logic?
and Ivy, yes. Please watch our show. We also have a bi-weekly show called To Be Decided, where we roast absolutely god awful movies that you can only find on the Tubi streaming service. So yeah, I would highly encourage anyone to to give it a listen.
Awesome. Glad to hear you're on there. All right, thanks a lot. Hoots, where can people find you, and any last comments about this show?
Award show, just in general, better than I was expecting. I miss a little bit of the campiness that it had when it was first getting its legs. Letting Joseph Ferris get all liquored up and giving him a microphone and seeing what happens. But no, good show this year. I'd check it out if you're into that sort of thing. As far as where you can find me, I am a member of the Backlog Busters podcast, and right now we are hard at work developing the Backlog Bingo card for 2025. And if you've got a backlog and you don't know how to chip away at it, I'd recommend checking us out. So yeah, you can, if you search on your podcast feed for Backlog Busters, you'll find us. I think there are lots of similar names out there. So our icon is kind of a yellow background with a gentleman with no hair on top but a healthy beard. And finally, I also have a Twitch account, and I know the Nintendo dads are playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 this month. I'm hoping to stream a little bit of that game during the month of December as well. If you're in the Nintendo Dads Discord, I'll try to share my news when that's going to happen in that location, somewhere in there. Don't know yet. And I just want to say thanks to the Nintendo Dads because you guys are a huge inspiration to me personally. I probably wouldn't even have pursued anything like what I'm doing right now if it weren't for you guys. So you guys are awesome.
Awesome. I hope these guys hear that. So it's good to always hear that kind of stuff. So Jesse, Justin, Marty, hopefully you heard that. All right, Mecca, where can people find you, and any last words on the award show?
You can find me, I guess, anywhere on Blue Sky or Twitter at MechaJagger101. I used to stream often, but work kind of got in the way of it. I hope to get back to it soon. I just gotta figure out my capture card thing right now. It's kind of, I think I tried to set it up before, but it was kind of like acting up, so I gotta look into it right now. But eventually, I would love to get back to streaming, maybe when I'm a little bit more, I get my life a little more organized. But yeah, you could find me there. I don't have anything to plug, but this Game Wars is great. I'm happy that buy one. I was about to say one last thing. It's great that it won because it will show Sony that you don't need to make like a narrative story game and stuff. You could just make a simple platformer to be good and stuff. So that's good to see them do that. But yeah, I will prolong this. I guess you can just stay tuned whenever I get back to streaming. I'll figure it out and stuff.
Very cool. All right, Hambone.
Awesome. Well, first, thanks everybody tonight, spending some time with me. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks for the opportunity to come and chat some games. It's always a good time. You can find me on Discord or on X at Hambone Johnny. I'm going to be looking for some Elden Ring Night Rain folks to play with. Hit me up. If you just want to DM me your favorite circus, you can also let me know about that. And yeah, we've got a couple things working in the background as well. But yeah, Hambone Johnny, and I'll pass it over to Kev.
Go ahead, Kuzi.
I came on this show because I was told that the Nintendo dads would be on here, and yeah, I haven't seen Justin since Nintendo Live when we went to Ray's Boom Boom Room. But hey, Tim's here, and he's my favorite Nintendo dad, so that'll work. You can. I had a blast. Thank you for having me on. You can find me everywhere at Bob Cousy. That's BOBCOOZY, not to be confused with the old white basketball player, but I play basketball just like him. But I do stupid videos on YouTube and TikTok that are fun but dumb, but I have fun making them. Hey, I've got 99 subscribers on YouTube, and you're not one. So if you could just, I'm missing one more to have 100 subscribers on YouTube. That'd make my day if you could subscribe to me. Also, little birdie told me that Drew Diffusco is going to be on your show next week on the 19th. So I want to promote him and say, go listen to the Nintendo Dads next week for Drew. It'll be, he's always fun. So.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks again, guys.
Awesome. I'm glad you all were able to join. Thank you very much, because that would have been a lonely show for me because of all the other dads bailing on me. So